Previously on the Novympia channel. What did you think, Nova? What did you think?
And coming up, a lot of people commented about how they didn't understand that hair. I find you very rude.
The Novympia channel is made possible by our gorgeous patrons who get access to the most unappealing crap you'll find anywhere on the whole internet.
Cue the snafu!
Do you like this?
Do I like what?
Little peekaboo.
Good evening, and welcome to another Novympia treat. Sorry, girls!
That was really loud. Oh, I meant to look at my lash before we started filming.
You can't, you're loud. We've started. Started to finish. Plus a few points there.
Very strong start from the girls there.
And we are now here once again in cyberspace, ready to deliver.
Here in space.
We can walk through the wide open space.
Up in space! Here in space.
Here in space.
Here in space. We're going to do mean comments today. It's been a while. When was the last one? I don't even know.
It was a while ago. I think this has been quite an anticipated video. I wouldn't
Who
say
knows and who
requested, but I
cares?
feel like people have been wanting this.
People leave us mean comments.
Especially
Not many.
Because we've commented in recent videos the last couple of months that there's been a few more than usual.
Is there?
Yeah. Because normally we were saying like, oh, we can't really do mean comments
Do you
video
know,
because
though-
we don't really get mean comments anymore. But then like recently there's just been like a little flurry.
I'll have a look through some of the comments, and if they get, like, if a notification comes through and you can see the beginning of the comment, you kind of get the sense if it's going to be a shit one, I'll just click off it and won't read it. So I don't see a lot of these. Now, Nova's collated all of these.
Yes.
So these are all probably going to be fresh to my eyes. And I imagine they're mostly about you and Shah, are they?
No.
Probably most of them.
I think a lot of the stuff is quite predictable.
What is it?
I feel like
what?
there's some stuff where people will be expecting.
This is
comments
cutting off the
about
blood
it.
to my head. I'm going to undo the strap.
It's
Don't
a strap.
look at me when I do this. Oh
look at
my
me.
god, yeah. It's
Every day.
Every day.
Every day is so shit.
So some of these, I'm really sorry because I've been collating them over a period of time. Sometimes I've forgotten which video they're from,
God, it's glossy, this.
but I don't think it really matters.
Hit me with your best shot.
Okay. This one is from Adam Ogilvy. I love you guys. Please stop being so blasphemous. God is not a joke. Jesus is not a joke. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I should have guessed that, that there would be a Jesus one in there.
They nailed Jesus to a tree.
To me, that's not even a mean comment though, because I feel like if someone's written that, then they're probably like,
I did reply to this one though.
did you? What
Yeah.
did you put?
I put, we believe that God isn't real and Jesus wasn't magic. Nothing we say can stop you believing otherwise though. The words of two drag queens shouldn't have any effect on your faith.
Live your life, Adam. Was he called Adam?
Yeah.
Live your life. Just don't expect us to live yours.
Do you understand me?
Here's one on I think it's our Eurovision Top 10 video.
Okay.
Troll off with your LGBT ideologies trying to hijack the song contest. Get therapy.
To be fair, he has seen right through our agenda. Because that
I
was
feel
what
like
I
that's
was
the
trying to...
agenda of Eurovision.
I
is to
was
turn
trying to do
everyone
that.
gay.
When we went to Eurovision, I took these little sort of like blow darts. Like a little blow. Is it called a blow dart?
Yeah,
I took loads of them, and they were sort of pink and glittery. And as I would go past someone, I would just shoot them.
Be like, gay.
It didn't work that well. Most of them died.
Well, I imagine most of them were already gay and therefore immune.
Honestly, that's like the most ridiculous thing in the world. That's like saying like, stop trying to make Kylie Minogue gay. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like...
Although, to be fair, if that's someone who's that into Eurovision, they're probably just a closet case themselves. Do we not think? Not trying to drag you out. You come out when you're ready. What was his name?
This, I think, was on our
I'm so excited.
snack box video. What
Which
recent,
one?
What are the recent ones
South
that we've
African.
done?
We did a South African. Well, I wasn't
no,
there
no,
for
it
the
wasn't
South
that
African
one.
one, but you did one, didn't you? With what's the name of that chick?
No, it wasn't that one. Hang on. I need to scroll through and have a look because I'll know it when I see it.
Belize.
I think this was from the
we do-
Czech snacks.
Okay.
See if you can make sense of this. 'cause
Oh my God, go on then.
I
love it.
replied to this just with an ellipsis and then what?
Okay, go on
Question
then.
mark? That arrogant train wreck needs a reality check. Sure, you're queen of your own little space on the internet. Good for you. Keep eating all that pizza. Meanwhile, All the other people beneath you will continue living their lives without accepting your disrespected, stuck-up bigotry. Honestly, this is the kind of shit that gets you enough ire from your community that I'm genuinely shocked you published it.
I like pizza. Maybe that was about me, but I don't... What on earth would I have said in that video in particular that was considered bigoted?
She's just a sort of bigoted woman.
That's wild.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I
Sometimes...
have no idea.
I imagine if they're making like a food or a weight joke, it's probably about me, but I honestly have no idea what that would be about.
Arrogant train net wreck needs a reality check. I don't know if that's who that's directed to.
Well, I
feel like I come across as more arrogant.
Oh my god, she knows.
Although no, sometimes people say you do as well. I don't know.
You are arrogant.
Right.
Well, we're both train wrecks. It's hard, isn't it? This one's a real thinker.
Stuck up bigotry.
I don't think anything I fucking say is arrogant. That probably is just cancelling out that, because that
Could we maybe
is...
make a casual comment about like J.K. Rowling or something? That might have triggered
Oh,
somebody.
you know what though? It's whatever it was. Nothing we say is serious. So whatever it was would have just been received by this person without a sense of humour. I don't know. It's hard to say without knowing what it was, but I wouldn't publish something if I thought I spoke out of turn.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a
Suck
particularly
my ass.
hateful one
Oh, here
that
we
I
go.
think was on our main Muller reaction. This is
go
from
on.
Marshall Scott.
Go on.
Would it be possible to send these two to Qatar? That got a block, actually. That got a block.
That's funny though, isn't it?
Is it funny?
That's hysterical. I laughed. So Qatar obviously has terrible or not great, I believe. I haven't done a huge amount of research on this. Don't want to speak out of turn and come off as arrogant. Too late. They have a pretty bad human rights, like equality record over
Especially with
there.
like queer people.
When it comes to the gays, so yeah, probably shouldn't go over there. That's hilarious though.
This is on our Eurovision Roundup live stream. Sorry, but the mask is stupid. Especially paired with that 2000s white suit. And Nova's eyebrows are awful. Big black chevrons across her brow bone. I know you both can do better.
Okay, well, first of all, I feel like this is perhaps someone who doesn't realise that we were literally trying to replicate someone else's look.
I painted on black eyebrows.
Yeah,
Like,
so
black.
they don't understand that we were doing... So I was doing Sheldon Riley, who had a mask on and he wore a white
Yeah, it was cosplay.
suit. It was literally cosplaying Eurovision artists, and you were doing Damiano
Yeah.
of Maneskin. I would not ever wear a white suit. Like, it's just we were doing someone else. You can't, can you? Stupid!
Yeah, really stupid.
Why don't you go suck your mum? I'm having so much fun. I love this.
This was somebody that left just one day, went through a bunch of our videos and just left like maybe 10 comments. So I did block them. I'm gonna read maybe one, but it was all directed at me.
Not the patron.
No, this is Francis O'Mahony.
There was, once we've done this, there was a patron, wasn't there? Someone who literally
Oh,
paid
yeah.
to be a patron.
That was like both of us, so that wasn't
Who
just
would
me.
not stop sending us like hatred, and we were just like, "What? You're giving us money? Like, what are you playing at?" Okay, go on, put this one on then.
I think this is the...
Is that you?
Yeah, this is maybe the best one. This is on the weakest link video. Nova, son of a bitch, did you come up with that yourself? It's timestamped 3:30. I don't know what the timestamp is. My god, pure weakness. How dare he think of himself as a drag queen? And then in all caps, you will never be on Drag Race. You'll be in some backstreet bar, yeah? Well done you. I'm actually offended for the art of drag with that monster. A lot of the comments were like, you will never be on Drag Race. I don't care.
Well, the
I
gag
don't
is.
care.
Gag is. Could have been if we'd said yes.
Impossible.
Impossible.
These comments were like a paragraph long, and there was about 10 of them, but they were all like, that was the gist of it, like different videos just attacking me.
But again,
and I was just like, I've really made an impact on this person's day.
Do you remember that one fucker who was absolutely ridiculed all over like Twitter and stuff? He was some guy who was filmed in a smoking area having a go at a drag queen. He was
yeah.
He was like, your
Michelle
hairline
will come for you.
Your hairline's clockable. Like, Michelle's gonna come for you if you got a...
Fix the hairline. Yeah. Fix the bra. Because Michelle will come for you.
Yeah.
Bless them though. Bless them. God rest them. These sweet gay boy dum-dums who are just... They don't have two brain cells to rub together.
And they think Drag Race is the be-all and end-all, the ultimate goal of every drag queen. Everyone should be judged according to
first
how
of all, but second
a
of all,
reality
also
show
think that
writes
because they've
storylines.
watched a few episodes of Drag Race, are then in the position to be able to judge drag for themselves. It's actually quite amusing. I mean, it's really irritating, but it's quite amusing because it's just so utterly like the whole thing just breaks apart when you apply a tiny bit of logic to it. So, suck your mum.
This is on the Poop Toys video.
Why did we do that for? I'm still annoyed at you for suggesting a poo toy video. Oh, once again, poo's been brought up.
Enver says, Olympia's wig is so good today that Nova's looks shite in comparison. Love you both though. Also, my hair in that is so good. It's so nice. I don't know which hair you're wearing. Oh, you didn't even do that. It's that hair. Which is funny because a lot of people commented about how I didn't understand that hair. Do you know what it is?
Read it out again. Read it out again.
No, you've lost privileges. Do you know what is funny though? Is when people will slag you off in the comments and then we'll follow up really quickly. Love you though.
Oh, that's a phenomenon we need to talk about. Wait, what did it say? Olympia's wig is so good in this.
That Nova's looks shite.
Shite! The word shite is just so funny. I'm sorry. That has really made my day that someone said that your wig was shite. The thing is, I think that I tend to play it a lot more safe with hair. I wear the same kind of hair all the time because I go to buy new hair and I think, but I just love the colour of that green one. So shall I just get the same one and like style it differently? Because I only want to wear certain colours.
Yeah, well, you can do that.
I went to get a wig in this kind of colour and I was like, but I have one in that colour. So this is the hair from I'm In It With You that I just like straightened and like fannied around with because I was like, I don't want another colour. Nova experiments with all sorts of shit.
I do experiment. It doesn't always work out, but I like to try things. Otherwise, how do you know?
Yeah, right. And for the most part, it does work
Yeah.
out. I think your problem comes to when you'll like style it.
She just wanted to be heard.
He wants me to go away.
My wife was not supposed to have a child!
All I ever wanted was you. Don't you understand, Rachel? But he doesn't know. She never sleeps.
Because sometimes it'll be like a big fucking like Dolly Parton thing and then you'll pair it with some kind of like, you know, what is... Oh my God.
Excuse me. This is on the Nigella Lawson parody.
Okay. Come at it.
This is a really long name.
Go on then.
I don't know.
Go on then.
Why don't you parody some hateful bitchy men who like to dress up as women with a thumbs up and a punch emoji? Hateful bitchy men.
It just
they
like,
really think they did something
it
there.
It just doesn't even faze me in the slightest. I mean, people have commented on parodies since I've been doing them, and they'll say, this is so mean, this is so hateful, and it will be long after the subject matter reacted or reached out and said, oh my God, I loved what you did. Thank you. I will get
sense of humour.
Thank yous, because they think like a lot of these people, yeah, it takes a long time to kind of like study people and put the kind of work in, and you do it because you like them for the most part. So the idea that you would sit back and think that it was being bitchy is laughable. I mean, what is your game plan?
Do you want a couple about Dieter?
Biltong. Well, she's not here to defend herself.
Dude, it's D-Wise says, the only thing more exhausting than Dieter is her lace.
Okay, but the lace on that is bad.
Yeah, it's just the wrong colour. It was always the wrong colour. It was too dark. But, I mean, if you buy a wig and the lace is too dark, you're not just going to chuck it out, are you? Like, what are you supposed to do? It's not the end of the world. Like, that would look absolutely fine on stage. It's only because we're recording on a 4K DSLR that you have the privilege to be able to point that out.
You would just, again though, this speaks to the person that was like, talking about thinking they know everything about drag. If you fucking like try and do this, just like one day, you'll realise how difficult it is. It's very, very difficult. And it takes years and years and years. It's not something, I mean, yeah, there are some weird kind of like people out in the wild who can just do it immediately. Like that what's her name? She makes me sick, Cyan Idol.
Oh yeah.
She's like 12 and she was
she's
like,
not like 12.
I'll just try makeup. I'll just like try drag, and she walks out and she looks like Heidi Klum every time. She's a nightmare. I can't stand her.
Dark T Pev
Okay, yeah.
says, who is telling Olympia this Dieter character is good and in demand for further videos? Somebody lied several times. I'd love to know if there's a statistic of people tuning out the video. I believe the science will support my political position.
What science. What are you talking about? I mean, again, when was the first mean comments video? Was what?
More than half a century ago.
Like 5 years
Long time ago.
and we are still here saying the same thing. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
As
what?
Rolly and Luxeri would say, this is free content on the idiot.
Shut
on the
up.
internet.
Go away.
On the idiot.
You're
It
an
is free
idiot.
content on the idiot. But like, this is free content on the internet. So like,
Internet.
like, you either like I just don't care. I'm not really open for criticism. I don't care.
Yeah, it's very. Oh god, who even knows? I mean, honestly, if you don't like it, I can't stand her. I don't know why she keeps coming back. Maybe I've got DID. Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's not, shall we?
This I've never felt like more.
Is it about you?
Gagged and gooped. Is there a pact for drag queens that they never condition their real hair? First of all,
Scene.
it looks worse than it is.
No, it's
because
bad.
in this video it looks worse than it is because I do have naturally wavy hair and I will often shower or bath before getting into drag. So if I'm squishing my hair down under a wig cap wet, it sets. So it's setting scrunched up. So when I take it off, it looks a state, but also it is dry as dust. Yes, because I've bleached it the bejesus out
For a
of it.
second, I thought you were going to try and like defend a way that it's not dry.
No, it just
as
looks.
all
It just
us.
looks even worse because of what I said.
That's like me saying like, oh, I don't know why I look like a heifer. I certainly don't eat toast at midnight. I don't do that at all.
She's a big fat bitch, she's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world.
You bleach the shit out of your hair.
Yeah.
Like it's absolutely not viable anymore as a haircut. It's not viable.
What's with Nova's cheek contouring? It is way too high and just looks strange. Do you know what? It was. And
Your
it did.
cheek contour
And what?
is a little bit like my eyebrows because sometimes you'll come to set and they'll have just sort of been like, oh, where are they on your face at the moment? That's a bit off.
Well, I feel like the most common problem that drag queens have with cheek contour is having it too low. I see that way more often. And I think the whole point...
Clock it, that shit is perfect.
I think the whole point,
God,
or the
arrogance
illusion that I
today.
want, is to create higher cheekbones. So you will do it a little bit higher, but they did look weird in that video.
Yeah, but sometimes
say.
you've come to set and you look like something that like Kay's cooked from Kay's
I think they look
cooking.
great. I think they look great today. John McClane parody.
Okay, what could you have to say about that? That's one of the primo ones.
This wasn't funny at all.
If you're gonna say it's not funny, which listen, I'm not saying everyone has to find my shit funny. Clearly, a lot of people don't. Are you clicking on that because you like John McClane and therefore you want to see the parody because you know who John McClane is? Because
Yeah,
John
what is your
McClane's-
context here? Is it not funny because you don't...
You don't know who John McClane is?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
Because if you do know who John McClane is, you'll know that John McClane is literally all about the fake bullshit. That's the whole character. John McClane's not really like that. John McClane is putting on
A persona?
persona. So are you just a bit simple? You know what? No, maybe they just didn't find it funny, which again,
Maybe.
fair enough.
I mean, you're very arrogant, so I'm proud of you to come to that
Arrogance
conclusion.
oozing out of me. If you don't like it, that's fair enough. Just go watch something else. Go watch something that you might find funny, like what Miranda sings.
Cheap canned pizza sauce says, oh my, she cannot sing. Listen, let's address this.
Is this going to be the moment when Nova addresses it?
Let's address this. That
Is the correct answer.
set that I did for Born Free was shit. It weren't good. Okay, I'm aware. Sometimes that happens. A multitude of different reasons. I can only ultimately blame myself because I couldn't hear myself. That sounds like an excuse. I actually couldn't hear myself. So that is very, very difficult. And if you haven't experienced that yourself, it's hard to explain. I was like having to practically eat the microphone.
Mr. Gloop, would you mind saying...
And I was very aware of like bashing teeth and messing makeup up. So it wasn't a very comfortable performance. I could have avoided this had I gone to a sound check. But the sound checks are so early in the day and getting into drag, it's just
Fuck
not
it.
really viable. So I did this without a sound check.
Also,
so it is kind of my own fault.
I would like to point out though that the queen who went on before you, bless her, love her, honestly love her, sounded shite. The Queen after you sounded shite. They all sound shite. So you don't go there to listen to Whitney Houston, first of all.
I'm under no illusions. People comment as if I think I'm the next fucking Whitney Houston. Like, I think I'm God's gift at singing. I really enjoy singing. I like singing. I know I have some baseline vocal ability. Like, I know
It's
know
just
I'm
very
not.
Butlins.
I just enjoy it. If and when we put more music out,
No! No! Look away! Make it no!
it's going to be auto-tuned to and I'm not going to hide and pretend that it isn't. It's going to be auto-tuned. So you're not doing anything by saying, she really thinks she can sing. Like, I'm aware of what my ability is.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
It's just, I think people really think I'm like one of these X Factor contestants
Oh, it was a no.
that really thinks they're going to Hollywood.
The thing is, though, if you were going to rock up and be like, hi guys, this is going to be a bit shit, and I'm just going to stand here and go a bit like, you have to have a certain level of showmanship and professionalism to go out there and just be like, this is me, watch out, because here I am, watch out, I don't know how that song goes.
From the same
Do
video.
you remember someone commented on you singing once and said, it was like, I love watching people do what they love regardless.
That's right. Regardless of what?
Regardless of what, Nova, exactly. I want to know what they were talking about.
This is on the same video, slightly different note. But someone put, Shah's really stacked it on, ain't she?
It's true.
With a love heart. Which goes back again when people like to insult you and they'll be like, love you though.
So this is a phenomenon, isn't it? When people will comment stuff, a lot of people have commented stuff that is intended to sort of, I don't know, take us down a peg, or it's a mean comment.
But they want to almost like put in some insurance that we can't then reply calling them a twat because they've put an emoji, so they were only playing.
But then
just
I don't
being
ever,
shady.
I very, very rarely reply to anything negative.
I quite
Nova
like to
does.
sometimes because it's very funny to see them squirm, because sometimes
Like
they're really not
100%
expecting
of the
it
time.
and they shit their pants.
If you reply and say like, well, actually, this is wrong and this is incorrect, and now you look like a twat, they'll be like,
oh my god,
I
sorry,
didn't mean
I
it
was
like
only
that. I didn't mean it like
joking.
that. I
Really
didn't mean
big
it like
fan.
that.
This in particular, we'll get onto Shah specifically, but in a moment. If we ever have a guest on our channel, leaving like a negative comment in any like respect about them isn't really that cool, because they have come onto our channel as like just to have something fun. They're a friend of ours. They are not Novympia.
Hey, thank God.
They might not necessarily be used to the kind of comments that we get on the daily. So it's just not very nice to kind of like throw a comment in that vein towards them. That's like the first thing.
Yeah, especially also if it's like under the guise of that someone is concerned, like, oh, they're starting to look really terrible and they've stacked on the weight. Oh, I wonder what's happening there. Isn't it? You just don't. It's not. You don't fucking know this person, so you don't need to comment anything negative in the first place.
In terms of Shah specifically, I understand that the three of us, we've known each other for like the best part of a decade. I know we rip each other to shit constantly. We have such a self-deprecating sense of humour. Like the stuff that we say off camera, forget about it. Like, you've got no idea.
New York in spring?
That is not an invitation for you guys to join in. And I think most of you get that. Most people understand that, like, there's a difference.
You know what I just did in my head?
What?
I got two references mixed up. I meant to
Nothing
say
like New York in the spring.
I meant to say Trish at Christmas, and I went New York in the spring. What the fuck was that?
Sun Life. Must be my guaranteed over 50 plan.
Oh, I need some chippies.
I use the example of Mean Girls when somebody calls what actually is the insult?
Too gay to function.
Too gay to function, and then Jana says that's
It's
only
okay
fun when I say it.
Yeah.
Basically, that applies, and I think a lot of friendship groups have that. You have
Kel
your
said
in
something
jokes.
mean to Kim, and Kat says, "Hey, it's okay when I say it."
Yeah, we can say it to each other, and I think the vast majority of you understand that you would never then try to kind of join in. Yeah, if you didn't know, now you know.
It's when
it's just not very nice.
It veers slightly, and we've had this before when people have met us in person. It veers slightly into and this is not an arrogant thing. There's no arrogance here.
Yeah.
There is sometimes it does ever so slightly veer into that kind of parasocial relationship where I guess if someone's watched us for a while, they feel like they're kind of in on the joke and they can then insult Shah.
God, I love you.
I actually told someone to just like take a step back once because they were saying shit about you, and I was like, do you think I'm like not here? Like, what's happening right now? I can say this. I like, you know, put body parts of myself inside hers. So I can fucking say it, Deborah. You can't say the shit like that. Has Shah stacked it on?
Yes.
The government are looking into quite why she's put so much weight on. It's unbelievable how big she's got. But you can't say that. I can say it. And again, when people say, oh, Olympia's so mean, like saying these insults to Shah. Shah has spent, again, the best part of a decade calling me Mary from Tesco's. Do you remember Mary from Tesco's on the X Factor? Or Susan Boyle? Or Shamu or whatever. Now she's put on a bunch of weight. You think I'm not going to say something to her? You're out of your tree.
But leave that to us. You
Leave
don't
it to
have
us.
to join in.
Leave it to us. If you
in.
absolutely have to be mean and say something really mean and bitchy because you want to feel better about yourself, which you're never going to, say it about Nova.
Well, no. Say it about us. It's our channel.
Us.
Yeah.
You can say it too. I mean, just don't, but all right. God, Shah's fat.
Here's a weird one. This is by Home is Where You Keep Your Dildo. And they've said,
they're not wrong.
I never said anything because it's just a me thing and shouldn't bother me. That's probably where you should have stopped.
Oh.
And it was your choice at the end. The last update in channel artwork you got for the channel picture and everything else makes a huge disservice to Olympia's amazing makeup skills. She serves Beyonce on the regular and the artwork gives Michelle.
When Jesus said
Yes.
nobody can say no.
The artwork.
Like our channel, like graphics.
I would agree. I don't like my makeup in that.
Oh, do you not?
No, I don't. But that's not.
I think you look great.
No, I did something weird with my eyeliner and I've regretted it ever since. I would certainly not do that now, so that's fair enough because I didn't like it. But that does kind of make sense because it's not usually how I do my face, so it does look a bit off.
It's just a weird thing to say though. Like you've literally given yourself 4 reasons not to write that comment before you wrote it.
But like, I mean, I don't. Oh, who cares?
Also, she says Beyonce on the regular and the artwork gives Michelle. Well, the joke's on you. Because guess who Olympia's favourite member of Destiny's
I like
Child
Michelle. Well, I like Michelle because Michelle's one song, basically one song, We Break the Dawn. I would rather listen to that than any of Beyonce's, I think. Which is, I might have to cut that out. Because this is going to be where the biggest
too
slew.
controversial.
I actually probably prefer Kelly as well.
Okay, last
You want to talk about
one.
mean comments? Michelle Williams wants to do a mean comments video. She'd be there for hours.
Poor Michelle. This is the same person that commented about my cheek contour.
Oh my god, they've got 2 in there. You venomous asshole. Go on.
But I wanted to include this because this is also one that's been said a couple of times. So this is
Just
the
a
only
nice
example
bonus
that I
one
could
then.
find of it. This is on a PO Box video, an old PO Box video.
Okay.
Nova's hair is horrendous. What possessed her to do that? Meanwhile, Olympia's hair looks straight out of 1960s Grammy Awards with just a little extra. Yeah, a little extra. I love the green and the style on point. There's
Which
a couple
one
of
is
things I
it?
want to mention in this. That green's not real for a start.
Nova, don't tell them that.
There's a couple of things I want to say about this. A lot of people make comments about this hairstyle when I have this hairstyle. I've got a couple of wigs with this style.
It's fine.
I'm personally kind of over it now. I've actually started to restyle them into other styles because I'm kind of a bit bored of it. But I really liked this hair. I thought this was a really good wig. And this is a very standard drag queen style you see on a lot of drag queens. So I don't really know why whenever I wear this kind of style, it always gets like comments. People always take issue with it.
Do you like how you literally styled and slaved over that hair? I bought mine from outside and then digitally changed the colour of it.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, that's amazing.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing offensive about that. I think it's quite a standard drag queen wig.
If it wasn't drag and someone decides to, I don't know, let's say you meet a friend and then there's another girl there or there's someone there wearing a wig or something. Can you imagine someone just being like, oh, I don't like that hair on you. That looks shit on you. I wouldn't do that. But meanwhile, your friend looks like they're going to the Grammys in the 60s.
The chances are, if we are wearing something, it's because we like it. Now, not always. Sometimes we'll try something and it's not really worked out and we think, fuck, we just got to make it work just smarter.
Yeah.
But the majority of the time, if we're wearing something, it's because we like it. So for you to then be like, oh,
don't like that.
Well, When you compliment someone and you're bringing someone else down in the same breath, that's so shit. And I see this a lot with people watching Drag Race. Oh, so-and-so could never look as good as you. If your compliment towards someone also insults another person, what are you doing?
It's just a dick move.
What are you
don't need
doing?
to do it.
So that was there, like, oh yeah, Olympia looks amazing, but Nova looks like that. Like if your compliment is based on another person's
tearing
insults,
someone
like,
else down, just don't
that's
do it.
shit. And the person you're complimenting probably is not going to think very highly of you.
Do you know what though? I think that those people who are going to continue to do that are probably just going to continue to do it unless, I don't know, they cheer the fuck up a bit or get a bit of therapy or something.
If your anger had a shape.
But I feel like these videos are always, they end on kind of a positive note.
Yeah.
Towards people who might be on the receiving end of some kind of hatred or some kind of commentary, who can see that we have been doing this now for so long that it literally does not faze us in the slightest.
Do you know what I do like?
Fucking ugly shoes.
There's less and less homophobic comments. It's more just taking umbrage with what we're wearing and what we
bad
look like.
wig. We are getting to a place now where people who are particularly like very right-wing or Nazis, literally, a lot of people now don't care about trying to sugarcoat shit and they will just hurl shit at you.
Eat shit and die.
Twitter is somewhere that I don't really go too much anymore because it is just the worst.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're someone who finds themselves being bothered or, you know, you're letting it get to you, seeing all this hatred and stuff, you can literally just not look at it. Just don't look at it.
It's so easier said than done.
Just click off it. Just click off it. No, but that, I know it's easier said than done, but like, I feel like at some point in my life when I was so consumed with social media, someone said like, you know, you can just like not go on it. You can actually just put your phone down. And that was as simple and stupid as that was. I was like, that's actually accurate. I took all my social media, I put it into a folder on my phone so that I have to go looking for it. And then I remember like, why have I tried to hide this away? Because you just are sick of seeing all this vitriol constantly. So what I would say is just come back to our channel. If you're going to look at something on the internet, this is worthwhile, this, yeah.
I think we've said before in these videos that there is always a 50-50 chance that the person who is giving you grief is a child.
That is true, yeah.
Who just thinks there's some kind of edgelord, like making...
What's
like
an edgelord?
Like being like really Billy Big Bollocks online and trying to be really like edgy and cool.
Yeah, I'm sure I probably would have done the same thing as a kid. I used to scam people on Habbo Hotel.
So to save you the trouble today, let's like say one thing about each other that's like,
oh my god,
commented on. Because for me,
wait, something bad or good?
This hair, this wig doesn't fit me. It's too small, so I'm aware this looks weird. I know that.
Am I supposed to say something
about it?
Am I supposed to say it's something bad? Oh, that doesn't fit.
Because this wig's too small. What about you?
Something bad about me.
To save people
there
commenting
isn't
about
much,
it.
Is there? I don't know, like some sort of purple. If someone comments and says like Lawrence Chaney, I will find your address.
I will look for you, and I will
Piss on your face.
What's bad about you? Like, should we say something bad about each other?
No.
Oh, I thought that was the purpose. I thought of something. Oh no. I was dying to say it.
What have you got? Go on. What have
you can't sing. Well, we said something shit about ourselves. Your hair doesn't fit, and I didn't really say anything bad about myself, did I?
No, because arrogant.
And maybe there's a touch of, today I'm really feeling myself. These are earrings and that's a ring. So that looks stupid, doesn't it? But does it? I think it looks okay. Like straight people aren't going to know, are they? That's
no, they won't.
Dumb. And we also have a Patreon, don't we? Don't we? Yes, we do, yes. If you'd like to go over to our Patreon and say, hi.
Oh, yeah.
Over there.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've got exclusive stuff now. There's the podcast, there's the Discord, there's exclusive content. The link for that will be arriving just presently. Ha!
What you gonna do with all that ash?
You're going to be paying for this to be laundered. And there's a few birthdays. Some of those guys over there get birthday shout-outs, including...
We've now limited to...
For July 29th, we've got Hepinderis or Twitter. Their name is called Twitter, which,
Right.
yeah, literally, yes.
Happy birthday to you.
For July 29th. And then
Also, on the 29th, we have got Deadly Nightshade, Samantha. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And then for the 31st of July, we've got Maria. Happy birthday, Maria, darling.
And also Daniel on July 31st.
Love
They're coming
that.
in pairs today.
Love that for you
Happy
guys.
birthday.
We've also got a Twitch where we play games.
Yeah.
I'm doing Bugs Bunny Lost in Time at the moment.
I don't know what I'm playing at the moment.
Really hard, Nova.
I have been playing Silent Hill.
Me, it's hard. It's
Yeah,
harder
'cause
than
the
Silent
controls
Hill.
are so bad.
It's harder than Silent Hill, I think.
reckon it's probably comparable in difficulty.
Bugs Bunny Lost in Time is really hard.
You don't have tank controls though, do you?
I don't know what that means.
When you can only move forwards and you've got to literally turn around before you move forward again.
We'll talk about that off screen to try and figure out what that means over dinner this evening. What are we having, Nova?
I can't remember. We've got a couple of recipes.
Yep.
Or we could just get chips.
Oh my god. That's horny, isn't it? I hadn't even thought about getting chippies.
And a Nova shite wig to our brand new patrons William Drake, Clark Zoidberg, Swamp Slut, Emma with Gay Vodka, and Slutty McCall.
We're now over the end bit. Is there anything
okay.
you'd like to say over the end bit? Why am I like trying to make myself look better? I'm about to take it off.
Join the Patron, we'll do a shot of Patron.